to
Okay.
turn it on and you don't care what it sounds like, just to turn on
Just to get something
a
going.
mic, just to give a message.
So the quickest way to do it is actually to use your talkback mic back here because it's always plugged in. So this is never unplugged. So you need to make an announcement. You come in here, you grab this mic, you turn on your talkback, and now you address your audience. That's the simplest way to do it. If you're asking the question because you have somebody on stage and they need to say something, then you're going to have to take a microphone, plug it into your digital snake on the stage, run it out front, select the channel that you plugged it in, push the fader up, turn the gain up. So that's a little bit of a process. If you just need to make a quick announcement, it's easy just to grab the talkback mic. So that's just kind of a real quick overview. And again, oh, I know one thing we didn't talk about, subgrouping. So let's go up to the bus levels at the top up here. Okay, subgrouping is where I want to take one fader and I want all my drums to be on this, I want all my vocals to be on this, all my guitars to be on that, and all of, say, whatever other instruments, keyboards on this. So I have these four. So I'm going to label them like we did before, select, utility, label it, whatever it is. Like these are labeled movie and playback and whatever, Blu-ray. I would label this drums, keyboards, guitar, vocals. Now, if I want to say whatever's on this side of the board I want to send to it, what I'm going to do is press and hold this one, and you notice how all of these light up because this is movie. So now, if we take this one fader and we bring it up or down, we are theoretically turning all of those up or all of those down proportionately, just like they're laying. So it's not like it's going to make them all even and then they're all going to get, it's going to proportionally leave them. And the advantage of that is like if these were drums and you're like, I need to turn the whole drum kit up, what have you got to do? You have to do it one at a time and proportionately move it so that you keep this curve. Well, that's nuts. You'll never match it. You'll never match it. You know, you'd be out here with a ruler or something trying to. So by being able to just assign it to this one, now the same thing like with the mute groups, if I press this and I say I don't want those two in the group, now what happens is when I move this, everything but those two gets moved. Now I say I need to add those two to it and I want to add these two to it. Not a problem. Now when I push this up, it's going to push all of those and these two over here. So to add something to a group or take something away from a group, so like in a normal setting, your first 8 channels are your drums. I would press that, I would select my first 8 channels. My next would be, say, my bass guitar. Press bass guitar. Then I come over here, I do my 2 guitars, I do my 2 keys, and the other 4 vocals. Now I've just done a 16 input band, and I can basically mix the whole set. Once I've set my EQs and everything up over here, I sit here and mix my whole band with these 5 faders right here. Because I've already set all that, I don't need to fool with it anymore. All I'm going to do is balance the guitars to the bass, to the drums, to the vocals, and I sit here and fool with that, and I go back and I add my effects to it. And that's pretty much the way I'll end up mixing the live set, because I've done all my homework when I first set the sound up. I've made the kick drum the right level, balanced the snare out, played the whole kit, and I'm happy with it. Now it's just a matter of how does the bass guitar sit with the kick drum? How do the guitars sit with the keyboards? How do the vocals sit in the mix? And how do I put effects on them? So that's the last thing there. Okay. What else you got? Brandy, you just had it all. You just kind of like, well, I got this.
Yeah. I got that video.
Yeah. So what are you thinking as far as, okay, I just missed something real basic, like we never talked about how to turn the board on.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. On the back of the board, where the power cord comes in, there's a toggle switch back there. If you want to turn it off, there's 2 ways to do it. Most people don't do it this way, but you absolutely can. Get my glasses on here. If you are on setup, all the way over on the global page, you'll see shutdown right there. So I just press go. It'll say you can safely switch off the console. I come back here to the switch, turn it off.